Hi, I'm Nathan Lusk from Warrior with a Pin Games, and today we have a big update on Daimyo Senso. I have, since its inception, I've now made it an 8-player game, so there are 2 new playable characters, and I haven't gotten their tokens made yet, but I've got everything ready for it, and I have the order turned in. The 2 new players are Shimazu, who has these 4 general cards, and the Date clan, and his 4 general cards. And I've also changed the way these cards work. Not only do they tell you how you set up, but on the back it tells you the order of your moves, and it corresponds with what's on the board. That way you have it directly in front of you too, to help keep track of what your next move is going to be. And I did that to all of the different clans. I changed a few of the special moves, and if you'll look at the top here, I've also changed the way attacking works. Now you destroy 1 troop per 2 of your troops in neighboring province or take an unknown province, just like it was in the past. But you can also, if you destroy all the troops in your opponent's province, you may then move into it. And of course you can move any number of troops from your attacking province that you choose. The map is also different. Not only did I add the 2 new players, one here in the bottom corner and one here in the near the upper corner, but we have made it where there is a lot more territory. I've divided the provinces differently so that there's more territory in the center, and none of the people in the center have their castles touching each other. They're not applying quite as much pressure as they were previously, and they have more room to expand. Through playtesting, we realized that the outer edge people, which was Miyoshi, Mori, and Usugi, had an advantage in that there was some free territory they could get around them, and then they could crunch the people in the middle together and really put pressure on them to keep them from developing very much. So we fixed that by adding more territories to the center. I divided some of the territories at the edges up a little bit differently as well, and it's made it a lot more balanced. We just played a 4-player game the other day, and we had the 2 new people were both represented, and another was Takeda and one was Oda, and Oda ended up winning the game. Oh, and one last addition, Yamashiro, the emperor's capital there, which is, it's actually Kyoto, but the province is called Yamashiro. That one is the only castle in the game that in an 8-player game isn't already owned by one faction or another. And so part of his victory was that he was able to take Yamashiro and Setsu and hold them for most of the game. He actually held Yamashiro for the whole game. And so that made a big difference. The rest of the game has not changed. I did change Oda's order a little bit, but as far as the other mechanics and the way the game plays, the fact that it's 4 seasons per year and you play a total of 4 years, and of course you can vary that for a shorter game or a longer game, depending on if that's something you're into or not. None of that has changed. The game plays the same. It's still dynamic. The strategy on it is very deep, despite the simplicity of the actions that you take. And you still have the 4 special moves for each of your daimyo. They can each do 1 special move per year and 4 total special moves through the game. So none of that other stuff has changed. Now, for a longer session, I was thinking about this, and for a longer session, if you want to, say, go 8 turns, then I think it's perfectly reasonable to recycle your 4 general cards and use those twice each, 1 per year still. If you want to play a slightly longer game, say 6 turns, then I think it's probably reasonable that once you've used all 4 of your cards, but you have to use all 4, that should be perfectly reasonable for you to use an additional 2 through the last 2 turns of the game. You should have 1 special move for every year of the game, period. But in a longer game even, you cannot reuse one that you've already used until you've used all 4 of the ones you begin with. So, with all that in mind, this is the updated map to Daimyo Senso. It's a little bit bigger than it was too, and it really accommodates all the tokens much better. It feels like it all fits a little bit better, and even with the extra provinces that I've added to it, it makes a big difference in the gameplay. It has the 2 new generals, and we're going to have their tokens up soon, but you can already see their symbols on their cards, which I showed you earlier. And so the tokens are going to have these symbols on them, and Date's token is actually going to be a hexagon, just to kind of differentiate it from all the circles. There's going to be 3 people with different circular symbols now. The game's, man, it's so cool. I really want to get a full 8-player game going here soon, and I'm working on that. Hopefully I'll get there soon, but the game is really fun. Even the ladies that are a part of our gaming group, by marriage, that aren't really the same types of gamers as me and the regular guys, they actually like playing this one too, because it's interactive, it's fun, it's simple, and while you are attacking each other, which is one of the things that kind of turns them off occasionally, it's not the only way to play the game. It's not the only mode. It's not what the whole game is built on. Granted, the better you fight, the better you do generally, but you can do a lot of other things besides just attack people. In fact, you're forced to move and deploy and all the rest of that. So, and since you don't have any control over whether you're attacking them or not, you have to attack when it's your turn to attack. It kind of alleviates what I perceive possibly to be some of the guilt. I don't know, but they don't feel like they're doing something mean. They have to. So it might even be something that some of your lighter game friends might get into, partly because of how cool the map is and how unique the gameplay is, and partly because the strategy does really go really deep. So it's a great game. I hope to see more of you. Thank you so much for coming to check out this video at the gaming table. And please check out some of my other videos and take a look and see if there's anything else you might be interested in. If you've been around for a while, you already know I've got a ton of games out there. And in fact, I'm about to have an update video on a different game, and that's Hwang the board game. And we'll cover that when we get to it. But thank you so much for watching the video. Please take a look at the other ones. Subscribe if you want to, get notified when the next videos come out. And make sure that you leave a comment if you have any questions. And we hope to see you again soon at the gaming table. I'm Nathan Lusk from Warrior with the Pen Games. Thanks for checking out Daimyo Senso.